All right, welcome to number 5, 6, and 7 of your Unit 2 Assessment Study Guide. So you've got number 5, 6, and 7. The assignment that's related to this is the Aufbau and Electron configuration practice. It is also the three-dimensional model of the quantum apartment that you built. So your first instructions are that we are going to determine the name or identity of the atom of the following electron configuration. So we've got 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p4. So, as a reminder, that large number right there is going to indicate the energy level on the atom. So, if you have not done this already, I encourage you writing this on your periodic table. If you have this one in the back of your book, you also have the color one that does already have it written for you. So I've already written here, we've got the 1s, this is going to be your 2s, 3s, 4s, and over here we've also got the 2p, and we've got the 3p. But you don't need to know anything beyond calcium at this point. So your assessment will only go up to calcium, so it only goes to 4s, remembering that these two electron, essentially rooms, are going to represent the s. So, as then a reminder that this is the type of apartment, so that is the S apartment, and then this P is going to be your P apartment, which is all over here. And as a little reminder, this small little number up in the upper right-hand corner is also going to represent the number of electrons. So we've got 1s2, so we've got 1s, 1s1, or excuse me, as 1s1 was hydrogen, and we've got 1s2 is helium, so we've already accounted for that. We still need to keep on going. So then we've got 2s2, we've got lithium and beryllium, so that's 2s2. We've got 2p6, so then we've got 2p1, 2p2, 2p3, 2p4, 2p5, 2p6, so there's 6 electrons in there, so we still got to keep on going because there's still some numbers there. So then we've got 3s2, there's 2 right there, and then we've got 3p4. So that's where we then get to the 3p, and we can count over 4. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got sulfur. And some of you might have noticed that you can spell it with an F, or you can spell it with a PH. Not a big deal if you write it with a PH. So both are correct. Then we've got the Aufbau. We're going to do an Aufbau filling, which is that orbital filling diagram using the arrows, with all of the electrons for the following atom. So I'm only going to do oxygen. That's the only one we're expected to do. So we've got oxygen. So here we have oxygen, who's going to have 8 electrons in it. So we're going to account for those 8 electrons in these, essentially in these orbitals. So we've got 1s. 1s will only fit 2 electrons. So we're only going to put one going up, one going down, remembering that they have opposite spins. Then 2s. We've got 2 in there. 2 will only fit in there. So right now we have a total of 4 electrons being represented by this Aufbau diagram. Then we've got 2p. So remember that the p only will fit a total of 6, but we only need 4 more because oxygen has a total of 8. So remembering the Hund's rule that each electron will be in its own room until it needs more. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we only need 1 more. So that electron would be right there. And that is how you do number 6. Then lastly, we've got the unabbreviated electron configuration. You may, if you completed the reading on electron configuration, you know that there's a couple different ways to do the electron configuration. The unabbreviated electron configuration is really the long way that you draw out those things. So we're going to do potassium. Potassium, as a reminder, it's a little bit tricky, has the symbol of K, does not really correlate to what you might imagine for potassium, because remember phosphorus is P, so potassium is actually K. Potassium is element number 19, so we're going to go all the way over here. If you're already kind of looking ahead, you'll see that it's going to be in the 4s, so it's going to be one of the little bit longer electron configurations. So we're going to write out the entire one, account for where each of those electrons essentially are existing. So we've got the 1s2, just like here, we've got the 1s2. Then we've got the 2s2, knowing that, so there's only 2 that fit in that first row. The second row, we've got 2s. Then we go over here, we've got the 2p, remembering that there's 6 that can fit in there. We've got 2p6. And then over here, go over the 3s. We got the 3s2. And then keep on going. We got the 3p, not quite at potassium yet. 3p, and remember that 6 fit in there. 3p6. And then here we are at the 4s. Remember, once you get to the spot that you are ready to identify the atom, we got the 4s, and we're then going to count over 4s1. So that would be your answer for number 7. All right, that's all you got for for the stuff for Aufbau and electron configuration practice.